Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Order of Battle Pacific Japan. It's been a while since I've said that, hasn't it been? Where has this series been? Basically, it's been in You Make Me Think video gaming hell. I don't mean hell derogatorily by any stretch of the imagination. I don't mean that this game is bad or anything like that. What I mean is, this game makes me think, and that in itself is not a bad thing. Really, I saved? See, I didn't even, what are you? You're a support ship? I didn't even go back and look at the last episode. I'm finding it kind of odd that I saved it on an end turn. We got everything else down here. Those guys are not fighting. Whew, are they not fighting? Okay, maybe, well, we'll leave you. You're just gonna wind up dead. Anyway, well, this is good. This will give me a chance. Where are my you've moved units? Yeah, there's not much we can do. I don't necessarily want to boost you. Let's just make sure. Next unit. We haven't moved the tank? I guess he can fire. And then we got an anti-tank gun that needs to move. And what is this, an anti-aircraft gun? We'll put you there. And we'll switch you to anti-aircraft. So you got some nice coverage, especially with the plane coming in. But it's just a wee anti-aircraft gun. So I don't know if that's gonna be worth it. Right, so this game just, it makes me think. Which I know what you're saying is like, History Nerd, that's not a bad thing. Thinking is good, and it is. How I've been doing most of my recordings for the past forever is kind of a nightly or in a few session rounds. Taking some hits. What I've discovered with specifically games like this, we made contact with isolated units still holding onto a series of mounts near the enemy perimeter. They've managed to repel the enemy's attacks so far, but may not be able to hold out much longer. Oh dear, those must be those guys that we're talking about. Yeah, we'll move you up. No, I guess we don't even need to move you. We might as well just start shooting with you. So anyway, so what would happen is after... that's just not good. See, I don't want to move them here. But then we can start pushing in like that. So basically what would happen is I would just not be mentally able to record because I would just be the idea of sitting down and playing a hex-based strategy game after a day of work or what have you was just not all that appealing. You are a bomber. So welcome in. I really should have used you first, Mr. Dive Bombing Airplane. So let's go with him. Since like he's already taken some damage. We got a 0 here who's on half health, which means we'll go after that guy. So yeah, so it really, you know, became kind of this thing I didn't want to do. And so I didn't. And then I got, you know, a little reminiscent about this game, that's for sure. And and critically, you know, people are asking about it. So people are enjoying it. You know, it's pretty rude of me to start a series and then just kind of abandon it without any sort of fanfare or, you know, any sort of farewell So consider this my... Well, don't consider this the farewell. Just consider this like, you know, hey, we're back at it, maybe. At 0 strength. Like, or at 1 strength. You should not be moving. Now, you are one of my units. So we'll give you the fancy medicine. I guess we can move you. We've got quite a strong anti-aircraft gun presence here. I don't necessarily want to move any anti-aircraft cannons against a bunker. Okay, what else have we got left to move? Because we might as well just try... If we get the battleship closer, that should... That should boost things, right? Next turn, maybe? I don't like the dug-in nature of pretty much all of these units. Alright, we'll send you around there. And I guess I should have moved the artillery up just a little bit more. Maybe it would have been better. We will try to retreat you as quick as we possibly can. Let's go with this 7. Getting words out. This is what I mean. Like I say, this is a thinking person's game. And sometimes I'm just not a thinking person. Yeah, that's not even... it's not even worth it. That is, though. I mean, it's only 1. But it's still damage done to an anti-tank unit. Which I've got my tank sitting right next to. Even when I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get up, gonna start the day with some Order of Battle Pacific. And and I'm hopeless. Granted, it has been a while. Sure. Although these guys really aren't in much shape to be pressing an attack anyway. I forgot about these guys down here. Shocker, I know, it's been months. But we're actually in a position where we can get these guys sort of linked up here. So let's see if we can't do that. That's exciting. We'll keep sliding that submarine down so we can take a look over at the aircraft field, see what's going on. That is ridiculous. I guess a 1-on-1. Yes, he's right next to an anti-tank gun. So I don't know if that's really a good idea. The fleet it's real, man. Let's move you there. Start to get some kind of aircraft response. Yeah, I don't think so. You can definitely start moving, though. And that's good. We're slowly working down the bunker. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna... We're in a good defensive position there, too. So as long as those guys stay in supply... And, I mean, why wouldn't they? It's not like I'm ordering off any sort of attacks or anything, so that they don't have the supplies building up. Alright. Already moved him, of course. Yep. And yeah, I would just absolutely love for that guy to start moving. But it's just not gonna happen. We need to move him back, them forward. Okay, I think. Yep. Okay. Next turn. But the time away from this game has also given me a chance to think and kind of give a longer term evaluation of this game, or at least take a step back and just look at it, you know, from a lens of it's been a while. What works? What am I excited to see coming back, and what is kind of concerning, or even not concerning, but what might be considered fucking hell. You know, why I maybe was able to leave this game sit there for 3 months. And so I lost 2 units there. What works and what doesn't? It makes me angry. Doesn't work. That's not true. I do enjoy this game. And games like this, these hex-based strategy games, they should be making you angry. Because that's you know, that's what they do. That's the style of game that these are. Let's drop some bombs. But I think for me the biggest thing between Order of Battle Pacific and Panzer Corps, which is, you know, like the next closest game to what this is. Wow, what an awkward sentence. Please forgive me. This game is too broad. The inclusion of Navy and Army in the same sort of game, well, I think is fun and is a very neat idea. For me, personally, not everybody is going to be like this. We all play games for different reasons, and especially with this being a strategy game, not a lot of people are going to be playing this for quote-unquote role-play purposes. I think you all know me by now, that's kind of what I do. It's like Crusader Kings 2, that makes total sense, because every strategy game is a role-playing game. So anyway, so when I think back to Panzer Corps, for instance, these are zeros, right? I don't want to be sending dive bombers in on, although fighting dauntless bombers with Japanese dive bombers might not be that bad of an idea. Let's see, we'll get that in. With Panzer Corps, you really feel like you... I hate to use the phrase developer relationship, because I mean, you don't really... Although you do. Screw it, let's say it. You kind of develop a relationship with the units that you're using. And you start to feel attached in a, yes, bizarre, but totally there way to your units. And I've not really felt that with Order of Battle Pacific. And I think it's because you've got 2 completely different unit groups that you're working with. Yeah, I mean, we might as well just really finish this off. And then start... Okay, whoo! And we are getting lucky with the discovery of all the mines. And that guy's moved as well. That guy's there. So, I think if the game focused on just the army or just the navy, you would get that connection with the units. Because you are not doing in good shape. So let's spend 3 gold to get you up there, and let's just let you rest. Why not? They're on the defensive, so we might as well make them come and attack us. And you can just keep moving. 2, 2, 5, 2. There we go. So, yeah, I think that really, ultimately, is what's... Again, I don't like to use the term wrong, because it's not like there's something wrong with the game, but from my perspective, it's, you know, it's just not... It's trying to do too much. And I hate it when games do that, because you can have a very good, very, and again, I hate to use the word simple, but you can have a good strategy game without, you know, having to cover the entirety of World War II from 3 different levels of view, from 3 different military perspectives and all this other stuff. Like, that's totally possible. Yes, I like it. We're making advancements. And I just feel that, like I say, this game just tried, for me, from my perspective, it just tried to do more than it should have. Because I don't know how many, and again, yes, I realize it has been a while, but I don't know what I've got in my fleet. I know I got a battleship and I know I got a carrier, but I don't know any of my other ships. I don't even know how far along these things have been upgraded. Have they been upgraded? I'm noticing I've got 2 Nagatos. I guess one is along for the ride from the computer, but, you know, I don't know my units. And then another thing, just again from the personalization, the personal feel of the game, my units don't have names, right? Like, this is just Japanese Infantry 42, no different from this Japanese Infantry 42 or this. Well, I guess those are the Marines, so that's the only difference. But you know, I still remember in Panzer Corps, I had the 6th Panzer Corps, which were like one of my best units. Granted, in D-Day they didn't make it, but you know, they were a unit that I could remember, and it was an individual unit that I could remember because it was a named unit with a identifier. And it's just the little personality things like that that I think this game really failed to deliver on. Which is a shame, because mechanically, and I think I've talked about this before, but mechanically, aside from a few personal perspective things, which are just like little niggles of my own, I think this is a great hex-based game. It's just the personality isn't there. The feeling of connectedness to my military isn't there. Yeah, screw it, whatever. And so I think that's for me the big quote-unquote issue with this game. Come on, don't die. All right. So what are we at? Halfway done the mission. That's another thing with this game, the missions. I get why they're long, but I don't think they needed to be. So I think looking back on it, what I would have loved is in some of the early missions when you're working with the combined operations. Yeah, let's get that. Get a little flank bonus in. While I'm thinking about it, we'll reinforce our zeros. Come on, supply ship. When you're working and using a fleet to try and secure archipelagos to then move in and take them over with like land forces and marines, I think honestly that's kind of where the game should have kept its focus. It's got a really good naval system, and it's got a really good naval landing system, and like and you know, marines and all those things, keeping my terms general for whatever reason. It's in these sort of, here's a mission that's going to take you 50 turns to do, and it's basically just, you know, Panzer Corps in a new skin, where the game really loses out on its, for me, again, this is all just personal preference, but it really loses out on, we'll repair you, on what makes it good. And that is, you know, well, it's not even it misses out on what makes it good. It's not, Panzer Corps is a better land-based hex strategy game, because of the connected nature you start to feel with your army, and you're building up your own division or corps, or I guess it would be corps because it is called Panzer Corps, right? That's what it does really well. And this game, it could do the same things, but you don't have the connected feel to your units. Again, like my ships, they don't have names. Like, you know, I've got 2 Nagatos. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I've got like, what, 3 tones out here? I got 3 tones, 4 tones. And like there's no personality, there's no uniqueness to it anywhere with the military units or the naval units. And that's where this game really kind of fell flat on its face, I would think. And it's, again, it's not that this is a bad game. This is a great game, mechanically. And for a lot of people out there, that's all they need. And I'm not one of those people. It sucks. Because there's not many, quote-unquote, role-playing strategy games. But there's always ways to find it, right? And, you know, through my life, I've found certain things that could absolutely fill that niche that I feel is missing. Oh, that is unfortunate. Unfortunate. Although this seems new, the amount of terrain damage, I wonder if that's going to stick coming up to next turn. It probably won't. But that is pretty nifty. What else? You are in rough shape. I shouldn't be able to resupply those guys, considering they're not connected to anything. That is me. So yeah, you know what? This has gone on for about half an hour, and I think I'm gonna leave it there. And I know for a fact there will be at least a few more Order of Battle Pacific videos, because there's something I do want to show off for this game. That's a long time coming. But I'm also thinking for hex-based strategy things, I'm thinking of just going back to Panzer Corps. Because to make a video series, I've got to stay interested in the game, and I can't... This game is fun, don't get me wrong, it is fun, but I'm not connected to it. There's no emotion, there's no connection between me and this Japanese military machine that I've created. I don't... It's too removed for me to really enjoy this. So yeah, that's kind of the video that's been 3 months coming, that I've been sort of trying to figure out ways around, and yeah, this is ultimately what I've decided, and it's unfortunately gonna have to be the end. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna leave it. But like I say, there will be a few more Order of Battle Pacific videos coming in the not so distant future, and a Return to Panzer Corps. So there you have it. For all the fans of Order of Battle Pacific, for all the people who are really enjoying this series, I do apologize. But many moons ago, when I started a YouTube channel, I kind of made a promise to myself, and that was I would not play games that I don't enjoy. And Order of Battle Pacific kind of hit a gray area for me. Because, like I say, mechanically it's a sound strategy game. It's a well-put-together hex-based strategy game. It's a good-looking hex-based strategy game, and it's a good-looking, well-put-together hex-based strategy game that combines naval, air, and land warfare into one game with a branching campaign. Like, when I put down into words what this game is, it sounds great. It sounds... I'm in. That sounds great. Except there's no connection. There's no building up forces. There's no from mission to mission sort of improvements. Like, yes, your troops get better. And yes, it's the same unit of Japanese infantry 1942 that's going to be getting better. And that has been since it was a 1940 unit. But like I say, it's just, there's no, it's the small little personality, the small little touches are what keep a game going for a long time. And this just, you know, it doesn't feel like it has it, which is a shame. If they came out with like a you know, true military forces DLC, or customize your forces DLC, or something where it was like, yeah, here's your units, go at it. You know, like, we're building military forces now. Then, you know, that would probably be better. And there might be a way to rename forces. The problem is, at this stage, like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna research proper Japanese infantry, artillery, armored, anti-tank unit names, along with all the ship names. And then what to name a ship name if you've got, like, 7 Nagatos? What should 7 Japanese battleships be named like? I'm not doing that. So, yeah, that's where we're leaving it for now. So, yeah, leaving it on a sour note. And I am sorry for everybody who is enjoying this, but, I just can't do it. I gotta play games that not only do I like, but keep me interested and entertained. And, well, this game I like, and it certainly does keep me a little bit entertained. There's no reason for me to continue as a commander because I don't feel connected to the greater situation. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it. So yeah, thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. I don't know if you would. Keep your eye open for another brief series on this game and Return to Panzer Corps. So thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.